First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because
it
has failed to follow
politics has never been more dramatic. The latest saga includes unpaid rent, accusations of misusing taxpayer money, and the looming threat of arrests. Township meetings have transformed from discussions of governance into an ongoing spectacle, with Tiffany Henyard, the self-styled super mayor, taking center stage. As tensions escalate, Illinois politics becomes more unpredictable by the minute, with Henyard at the eye of the storm. The situation is only getting more chaotic with each passing hour, leaving both residents and outsiders equally shocked and captivated.
We here to handle the business, not let the business handle us. That's what we are elected to do, sir. So please.
It's her fault. It's her problem, her responsibility, and she failed.
Tiffany Henyard, elected mayor in 2021, has quickly become one of the most divisive figures in local politics. Accused of lavishly spending taxpayer dollars and even using police officers for personal protection, Henyard is also facing eviction from her own home for failing to pay rent. Yes, you read that correctly. Once seen as a friend, Henyard, who earns nearly $300,000 and from her dual roles as mayor and town supervisor, has not paid rent to her landlord, Janetta Hall, since August. Now, Hall is filing eviction papers after Henyard and her boyfriend, Cale Woods, allegedly stopped making payments on their Dalton residence.
But it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. But like I said,
Tiffany Henyard's leadership has earned her a reputation more suited for a reality TV villain than a public servant. One of the biggest controversies surrounding her is the poo story. Henyard and her partner reportedly owe thousands in unpaid rent, and even had the audacity to change the locks and garage code to keep their landlord, Janetta Hall, from accessing the property. Hall, now at risk of losing her own home to foreclosure, is furious. She says the situation has put her in a difficult position, and she wants them gone for good. It's no longer just about money, and honestly, who could blame her? To make matters worse, Henyard is also in the middle of a bitter feud with the Dalton trustees, who accuse her of everything from falsifying checks to hiding financial documents. Meanwhile, another political fire is raging. During a nearly 90-minute Facebook livestream, Henyard boldly declared she would seek the arrest of her political opponents, though she never clarified what crimes they allegedly committed. The animosity between Henyard and the trustees has reached a boiling point, with both sides accusing the other of corruption and misconduct. In fact, the trustees have filed a lawsuit against her. And I'm just scratching the surface here. Henyard made her statement with the kind of confidence you'd expect from someone who's watched one too many legal dramas. It's a lot.
Whatever that vendor is.
what was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's.
The irony in this situation is impossible to ignore. The same mayor who was caught earlier this year spending tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars on first-class flights, lavish hotel stays, and fine dining in cities like New York and Atlanta is now accusing her political opponents of corruption. Tiffany Henyard, currently under federal investigation for her own extravagant spending and misuse of public funds, reportedly spent an eye-watering $43,000 and on Amazon in a single day. And no, that wasn't for office supplies. It looked more like a personal shopping spree on the taxpayer's dime. Her spending habits have even caught the attention of former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was brought in to review Dalton's financial situation. The results were shocking. Under Henyard's leadership, Dalton's general fund balance plummeted from $561 million in 2022 to a deficit of $365 million by May 2024, an astonishing $9 million drop in less than 2 years.
The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while
the village is now in dire straits due to Henyard's reckless spending spree, which has not only tarnished its reputation, but also left local businesses fighting to stay afloat. In one particularly shocking case, it was revealed that 589 checks, totaling over $6 million, were printed but never sent to vendors, leaving them unpaid and crucial services at risk. With federal authorities now reportedly investigating Dalton's finances, it's clear these issues won't be resolved anytime soon. Henyard's opponents argue that this is clear evidence she's more focused on her own lavish lifestyle than the well-being of the people she was elected to serve.
That's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel.
Henyard show any remorse for the financial mess in Dalton? Of course not. Instead, she's doubling down on her self-proclaimed role as the town's savior. On her Facebook page, she accuses critics of being jealous and promises to reveal the whole truth later, which honestly sounds like something out of a soap opera. She even suggested that her opponents are using these allegations to distract from their own supposed corruption. "Why is all the attention on Tiffany Henyard?" she asked, portraying herself as the innocent victim of a grand conspiracy. Meanwhile, the people of Dalton are left wondering how they ended up with a mayor more focused on playing the victim than dealing with real issues like water main breaks, unpaid vendors, and an overworked police force that's too busy acting as her personal bodyguards. Despite all this, Henyard insists that everything she does is for the people, and somehow, her extravagant spending is actually benefiting the community.
One day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main
A shocking investigation uncovered that village credit cards were used for everything from pricey furniture to taxpayer-funded trips to Las Vegas. To top it off, Henyard's face was everywhere, plastered on billboards around town, making it look like Dalton was her personal playground. In one particularly outrageous move, she threw an $85,000 party featuring rapper Jay Holiday and R&B singer K. Michelle, all while the town's finances were spiraling into a deep deficit. It's clear, while Dalton was struggling, Henyard was more focused on building her personal brand and indulging in a lavish lifestyle than actually addressing the needs of the community.
You are up here at this special meeting and not downstairs.
If things couldn't get any weirder, the latest township meeting under Henyard turned into what can only be described as a live-action dumpster fire. What was meant to be a straightforward meeting addressing crucial township issues quickly spiraled into chaos as Henyard clashed with trustees. In a particularly petty move, she refused to allow Trustee Carroro to participate by phone, even though there were valid safety concerns preventing her from attending in person. Henyard brushed off her colleagues' legitimate concerns with arrogance, stubbornly blocking virtual participation. This meeting is just one glaring example of how utterly dysfunctional the township has become under Henyard's leadership.
I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have...
When it was time to approve the meeting minutes, Henyard's behavior was nothing short of dictatorial. She tried to rush through the proceedings without any discussion, even violating parliamentary procedure by seconding her own motion when no one else would. As the meeting dragged on, it became increasingly clear that Henyard was more interested in controlling the situation and showing off than actually getting anything done. When Trustee Chris Gonzalez had enough and walked out, Henyard quickly spun a story to fit her narrative, claiming Gonzalez had neglected his duties and was unwilling to manage the people's business. Naturally, she conveniently left out the fact that her own actions were what caused the meeting to fall apart in the first place. It's no wonder local residents are fed up with her antics. One YouTube commenter summed it up perfectly: "Arrest this clown already." Another didn't hold back either, calling her the worst of the residents by far. Despite the growing backlash, Henyard remains unfazed, announcing on Facebook that she's running for re-election as if the scandals and mismanagement of her time in office never happened. Her announcement only adds fuel to the fire, as many residents feel Henyard is more interested in clinging to power than actually serving the community. Political opponents, including Trustee Jason House, are rallying to challenge her in the upcoming election. But Henyard seems determined to fight tooth and nail to keep her position. As her campaign gears up, it's clear that her time as mayor has been anything but smooth. Accusations of corruption, financial mismanagement, and abuse of power have piled up faster than she can deny them, and the FBI is reportedly investigating her spending habits, leaving many wondering how much longer she can hold on. Yet, if there's one thing we've learned about Tiffany Henyard, it's that she won't go down without a fight. Though her financial record suggests she hasn't raised much money recently, she's still pushing forward with her re-election bid. This is a concerning sign of what happens when someone treats public office like a personal playground rather than a serious responsibility. Henyard's rise to power may have been swift, but if her downfall comes, it will be nothing short of spectacular. The people of Dalton deserve better, and hopefully, they'll get the chance to make their voices heard in the next election. Will Henyard weather the storm, or is her time running out? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and hit the like button if you think it's time for a change in Dalton's leadership.